My friends, the Salvation Army is celebrating an amazing 2 decades, and joining me now are Captain Tom Taylor and Territorial Commander Jim Naggs. Gentlemen, Hafa and thank you for being with us here today. It's a momentous occasion, and we're very happy to celebrate it with you, so thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so for people out there that may not know, what is the Salvation Army? And I hate to phrase it like that, but exactly what is it and how did it come to be?
Yeah, the Salvation Army is a Christian movement, international Christian movement, in 124 countries now around the world. Basically, we act on the basis of our love for God, and we see that as being best demonstrated by our care for mankind.
And how does the whole army and maybe that concept weigh into it and everything? Because you do have a ranking structure. Obviously, you are the territorial commander.
Yeah, sure. Early on in the beginning of the Salvation Army, they were going to talk about a volunteer army of people that helped the Christian mission, which is what we were originally called. And they decided not to call it a volunteer army, but a Salvation Army, because they weren't volunteers. They were in for the whole thing. So that's how the name came about. And with that, we adopted this military structure that really actually helps us to be pretty efficient and effective in what we do.
And any good Christian is a soldier for God anyway.
That's good word. That's good word, yeah.
Okay, so we'll get back to you in a moment about the organization in general. But, Tom, we've had a very fortuitous relationship with you, KUAM and the KUAM Care Force have for many, many years. How vast is the Salvation Army on Guam, and what role does it play in the local community?
Well, as far as vastness, I have a staff of about 40 that cover a couple, 3 different major programs. We operate a men's residential substance abuse facility for homeless or at-risk homeless men with substance abuse issues. We have a 30-bed facility, residential for 6 months with they can follow on for another 6 months. Then we provide aftercare after that, transitional housing, and outpatient care. We also provide emergency family services in the form of rental assistance, utilities, emergency prescriptions, occasionally transportation, but always emergency food. And then, of course, we have the myriad of spiritual services that we provide, and we have a youth mentoring program that touches about 250 kids a week.
Very fine work, and of course the bell ringing and the Thanksgiving
those
luncheon
are kinds
we do
of the
every
things
year.
that people remember us for, but there's a whole vast array of services that we provide that may not quite be as visible.
How in need are you of volunteers or help, for your various endeavors?
Well, we have a slogan here that says it takes an army. And tomorrow, as we recognize our community partners and volunteers, you'll just kind of see that there's no way that we could do the work that we do without the support and help of the community.
Okay. Okay, so back to you, Jim. How does the Salvation Army decide, and maybe like in what order? There are so many charitable endeavors and so many worthwhile causes to donate time to and everything like that. How do you decide exactly what gets done?
Well, the Salvation Army is not a franchise. So it wouldn't be like a fast food establishment that seems to be the same everywhere you go. The same part about the Salvation Army is that you'll get a loving reception. You'll get a caring environment. But then it depends on the local community as to what actually is needed. We do almost every possible type of constructive human service someplace in the world. Some places we operate hospitals, some places we have schools, high schools, grade schools, all sorts of things. Homes for senior citizens, homeless shelters and such. So it depends totally on the community and what's already being offered. And then we go from there.
Okay. Well, back to Tom for the next question, because of course we are celebrating 20 years of the Salvation Army on Guam. Let's talk about the event tomorrow.
Well, the event tomorrow is obviously to recognize 20 years, but also it recognizes our community partners that made it all possible for us. If we didn't have the community partners and we didn't have the volunteers, there's no way we could do what we do. And being retired military, we call it a combat multiplier. We have a lot of help, and we just couldn't do it without the volunteers, community support, and of course, when everybody drops their change in that red kettle during the Christmas season. For every hard dollar you give me, I can turn it into multiple dollars.
Now, that is a wonderful mission statement right there. And I believe you, because we have seen and for KUAM we've documented your work for many years and everything. So I can attest to that. You speak the truth.
Thank you.
And how can the community, if there are people out there watching right now, if they would like to at least investigate how they can maybe get more involved and like help you out? We talked about, maybe individual volunteers, but how can other community partners get involved?
They can contact us through our development department, 477-9872, and if they'll direct you. If you tell us what your interests are, we'll find a place for you.
All right. So once again, tell us like about the event.
477.
Okay.
9872.
Okay, and then about the event tomorrow, where's it going to be and what?
The event tomorrow will be at the Outrigger, and we've got the whole mezzanine, all the ballrooms, and so the event begins at 11 o'clock, and we'll wind it up when we wind it up.
That's always a good way to end a party here on Guam and everything. Okay, so we'll let the senior ranking member finish and everything. Anything else you'd like to say about the Army's relationship with Guam, or what you've seen so far?
Well, look, it's a fantastic work. The Salvation Army came to Guam on the basis of a typhoon that came through. We tend to help with emergency situations, whether it's the weather or whether it's an individual with an emergency situation. They can come to the Salvation Army and find good help. No matter what the circumstance is, we'll do our level best to straighten out the situation and help as best we can.
All right, well, gentlemen, on behalf of all of us at KUAM and all of us here on Guam, we appreciate what the two of you and the organization you represent does. Thank you very much.
We'd like to thank you for your partnership.
Well, thank you.
We'll thank you tomorrow, but we want to thank you today, too.
Well, we look forward to helping you out tomorrow.
Hey, thank you.
Certainly. All right, and stay tuned because we will be back right after this.